General Manager Eric DeCosta and head coach John Harbaugh, minutes after parting ways with former offensive coordinator Greg Roman, held their end of the season press conference. And I'm going to break it all down for you right here on the Flex Zone Podcast, only place to give you your sports how you want it when you need it. What's up, Flex Zone family? What's going on, Ravens flock? What's going on, football fans? God's favorite host, the host of Them Boys here, back here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. Good to see you again on this Friday Eve. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down, let me know what you think about the Ravens end of the season press conference. You guys know to hit that bell to know when all Ravens videos and other content drop on the channel. But real quick, breaking news, if you haven't heard already or watched our video, which is linked below, the Baltimore Ravens have parted ways with Greg Roman. He's going to go off to other endeavors, and the Ravens are going to look for a new candidate, both internally and externally, hopefully bringing in somebody externally for the position. Speaking of which, they have announced during this press conference of a variety of topics I wanted to break down for you guys, go over the major news and my analysis and my opinion. First and foremost, they said that the Ravens will be involved in the actual search for the replacement to Greg Roman as offensive coordinator. First and foremost, we have to celebrate Greg Roman's 4 years. We have to give him his flowers for the great things he did, especially in 2019. And of course, we have to love what he did for Lamar Jackson, tailoring the offense to his strengths, which is running his legs. But the Ravens need to evolve. As I mentioned in my video, the Ravens need to innovate, be creative, and go ahead and get some more pieces for Lamar Jackson, as well as get Adam Beto, guys that will make sure his mechanics, his footwork, his throwing motion are consistent, and he's following fundamental practices each time he drops back to throw. I do think it's important that your quarterback is involved in the search for the new offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say the Ravens haven't done that in the past, but you need a guy that can gel with your quarterback. You need a guy that your quarterback can understand. You need a guy that understands your quarterback and that can work cohesively. Doesn't mean they're always going to get along. Doesn't mean they're always going to see eye to eye, but can work through tough, adverse situations and put the best offensive product out there on the field. And as an offensive coordinator, be the best offensive coordinator you're going to be, because this is a stepping stone on your ultimate goal, possibly to be a head coach in the NFL, and also Lamar Jackson as a stepping stone to continue to get the money he desires, which is of the elite at the quarterback position. Speaking of that, when asked about Lamar Jackson, Eric DeCosta, EDC, and head coach Harbaugh both said they want Lamar Jackson long-term as a Raven. John Harbaugh was quoted as saying 200%. He's 200, not 100, not 150, not 175. He said he's 200% sure Lamar Jackson will be a Raven in 2023 and beyond. They both said they want him long term. So they said they weren't worried about the injury situation. They were saying if Lamar could have played, he would have played. He didn't play because he was injured. He was hurt. I believe that Lamar Jackson will be here in 2023, in my opinion. I think at worst he gets the franchise tag. But if Eric DeCosta, Harbaugh are coming out openly saying we not only want him this year, we want him long term, we don't want him to go anywhere, that is a good first stepping stone. I think Eric DeCosta even alluded to talking to Lamar regularly, having a good open communication and relationship with him, and they even talked today. So maybe Eric was saying, hey, we got the press conference up today. We're going to let the people know how great we think you are. We're going to let the people know what we think about you in the public perception, in the media, that we do love you as a player and the guy in this community that has brought revenue to the Ravens, to the city of Baltimore, being one of the faces of the NFL. And we want you here long term as it's beneficial to both parties. While we may not always agree on the number you want, we're going to do our best to keep you here long term and provide you what you deserve. When asked about the wide receiver room, we know they got to get more weapons for Lamar. Personally, in my opinion, outside of Rashad Bateman coming back, who they did mention, he is working through his injuries. They expect him to be healthy and ready by mini camps. And Devin Duvernay, who should be back from a broken foot, healthy, which we'll get into. I'm revamping this whole wide receiver room. Prochet, I'm probably getting rid of you. Wallace, I'm probably getting rid of you. I don't know what Benjamin Victor or any of these other guys, Andy Isabella, Sammy Watkins, We've done that twice. We've already revisited that not once but twice. We're good. I think all of these guys are liable to be gone, released, cut, whatever you want to call it, not tendered, not bought back. Maybe one of them or two of them makes the practice squad, but I think outside of Bateman and Duvernay, you got to add at least two receivers. I would say maybe draft at least one or two receivers if you don't do it in the first round, and at least add one through free agency, a solid young veteran who is proven to put with Bateman and Duvernay, and maybe draft another guy at 22 or trade back, get that second round pick back, take a guy at the end of the first round, or maybe take multiple guys day 2 and day 3, take another shot at a few receivers if there are guys that you like later in the draft. But the wide receiver room needs to be revamped, needs to be cleaned out, revamped, and get a guy in who can not only develop an offense but have his guys bought in under him. Maybe some guys that work with the passing game, guys that work with receivers, with route concepts, to make sure that the wide receivers they're bringing in or do have in house still are better route runners, can create separation, can catch the football, and make timely, aware catches on the sideline in the red zone. Ravens go into this offseason pretty healthy. They said they only have one player who's having offseason surgery. So the Ravens are going into this offseason healthy. Lamar Jackson looks like he's going to be fine from his PCL. Bateman looks like he's going to be fine as well. Duvernay, he's going to be fine from the foot, as well as others who were battling nagging injuries. Marcus Williams probably wasn't 100%. Mark Andrews probably wasn't 100%. So those guys, Marcus Peters and others, will be 100% come mini camps and training camp next season, which is great to hear because injuries, more than anything, do the Ravens in and year out. Their young core of players, the Ravens are very excited for their young core of players. They mentioned wanting to bring guys back, the Calais Campbells, the Justin Houston, maybe a JPP, Marcus Peters, amongst others. But their young core of players, I'm just going to read off some names that I was thinking about while getting ready to do this video. Pat Queen, they talked highly of him. J.K. Dobbins, Harbaugh mentioned he spoke with him. David Ajabo, they're expecting big things from him in year 2, fully healthy. Rashad Bateman, coming back, showing why he's a caliber 1 type receiver. Adafe Owe, yeah, he had a setback. He had a sophomore slump, but I'm not going to lie. I've been a critic of his. He has been strong down the stretch against Cincinnati the last 2 weeks and ending the year with 3.5 sacks. They want him to be a guy getting around 10, so let's see if he can take that jump. Mark Andrews, still a young veteran. He's going to be healthy and better. Roquan Smith, you got him tied up long term. He's young, entering his prime at 25 years old. Devin Duvernay, coming back from injury. He's an all-pro kick returner. He's an all-pro returner, Pro Bowler. You get him back. Kyle Hamilton, what a strong finish he had down the last month and a half of the season, showing why he was the number 14 pick and looking like a good pick for Eric DeCosta, who gets a lot of slack for some of his draft picks. Kyle Hamilton looks like a player, guy that can put pressure on the quarterback, force turnovers, needs to work on his strength below the waist, but I think he has a high ceiling. Also, another first rounder, Tyler Linderbaum, solidifying the offensive line, solidifying the center position. Yeah, he had a couple holding calls. Yeah, he had a couple bad snaps. Yeah, some bigger guys maybe gave him some issues here and there. But for a rookie for his first season, to start every game, to be consistent, to hold down that position, and a guy who's only going to get better, could be a Pro Bowl in his future or two. I'm looking for big things from Tyler Linderbaum as well. So both first round picks looking like good acquisitions for the Ravens. Isaiah Likely looking good. Charlie Kolar healthy. Big things from him. Broderick Washington, probably the most improved Raven, especially on defense, on the inside of that line. Travis Jones, the pick last year we had in the 3rd round, I believe. Looking for big things from him going into 2023. It's a lot of things to look forward to and like if you're looking at the young core of players for the Ravens. And Eric DeCosta, I think, had a decent draft last year. I think he probably had a good B-plus draft. Not Owe, Ajabo, I always get them confused. Ajabo, Travis Jones, Linderbaum, and Kyle Hamilton. You got possibly 4 guys right there who are going to start and contribute in 2023. And last but not least, guys, we have the official announcement, the official reveal date for the 2000 Baltimore Ravens 30 for 30. It will be titled Bullies of Baltimore, set to premiere February 5th at 8:30 p.m. on the ESPN networks. I'm excited to see this. They got Shannon Sharp. They got Ray Lewis. They have Trent Dilfer. I believe they got Tony Saragusa before his untimely passing. They're going to have guys like Sam Adams, Peter Boulware, Michael McQuarrie, Jamal Lewis, guys who were on the 2000 Baltimore Ravens team as they celebrated last year the anniversary of their Super Bowl win. Is going to pretty much premiere around that time, and it's going to premiere the week before the Super Bowl, February 5th at 8:30 p.m. on the ESPN networks. And February 5th is a Sunday. So a Sunday night prime time premiere for the Bullies of Baltimore, the 30 for 30 on the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, appreciate you spending your Thursdays with me. We got content out earlier, new video, Baltimore Ravens part ways with Greg Roman. This is the recap of the Baltimore Ravens end of the season press conference. We have the 30 for 30 coming for the Baltimore Ravens, coming February 5th at 8:30 p.m. Ravens excited for their young core. Ravens going to the offseason pretty healthy. Ravens looking to revamp the wide receiver room. DeCosta and Harbaugh want Lamar Jackson long term, and he will also be a part of the search for the new offensive coordinator. And of course, the biggest news of the day, Baltimore Ravens and Greg Roman part ways after 4 seasons. I'm out of here, y'all. Have a great night. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Sound off. And of course, hit the bell to know when new videos drop. We'll be here all off season. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Stack that subscribe button if you're new. Go ahead and stick that like button. Help us out. Cost you nothing. And go ahead and bulldoze back shoulder that bell. God's favorite host signing out. Ravens end of the season press conference. Greg Roman, he gone. Let's see what the Ravens do next. And if they get Lamar signed long term and revamp the wide receiver room and build on this young core going into 2023. Next time we'll probably hear from them like this will be around the combine and heading into the 2023 draft, as well as around probably the start of free agency also, which is after the season, which players can sign in March. So we'll hear from them probably in the late February, early March time, combine, and then heading into draft time, pro days, free agency, things like that. Signing off, God's favorite host. Thank you guys for following. Welcome if you're new. Ravens Flock, Ravens Nation. Let's get it. Off season 2023.